Hello, 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 hello. This is Michelle Mickey Jones, and I am the owner and creative writer behind, or in front of, should I say, Michelle's Visual Imaginations. And what I wanted to come to you today with was a conversation about expressional writing, but in a different form. If you are catching this on the replay, again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever one catches you at that appropriate time. And thank you for watching. And if I say anything that may be helpful to you or to someone, please hit the share button right over there in the corner. If you hit the share button, I would be greatly appreciative. But what we've been talking about so far this week is expressional writing. And when it comes to expressional writing, again, like I said, I am a creative writer, but I study various other art forms as well. So if you haven't caught the first videos to this session, please do go back and do so, because we talked about several things. We talked about how we get our feelings expressed and get them onto paper, not in any constructive order, but just to get them out. And then we talked about different language techniques and learning new words. So we talked about using the dictionary and the thesaurus and different wordplay games. But today I wanted to talk to you about what words you feel or are revealed to you when you see images. Because being a creative writer is not just about writing, it's about experience. So, for example, have you ever gone to an art museum and you looked at a piece of artwork and it seemed hodgepodge, just all thrown together, shapes, sizes, colors, textures, but it catches your eye? You find something very attractive about it, or should I say attracting about it? Or have you actually gone to a museum and seen a piece of work, a sculpture, a piece of ceramic work with extreme colors and again textures, and it just spoke to you? That's what I'm talking about when we're talking about expressional writing. Expressional writing doesn't always have to be in word form. There are different attractors and different aspects to writing that creates a sense of aura that gives you the words that you just really can't find. And this is why it's important to be in tune with your feelings. This is why it's important to have an arsenal of words that are just not, quote unquote, the common words. You need to have, or it would be nice for you to have, I can't tell you what you need to do, but I can instruct you and give you tips and techniques on what you can have. A word base, a word language that is just surreal and serene and all encompassing of different languages, because we know that words are broken down by language. If you've ever been in a spelling bee, they give you the origin of a word, and each word means something different in a different origin. So it's the same way when it comes to contextualizing the images that we see. The images that we see create in us a sea of words that we didn't know existed. So that's what I'm asking you. When you see words or you see images, what words come to you when you see those images? Those are the words that resonate with you. So if you see a photograph of a waterfall, do you just see the waterfall? Or do you see the calm of the waterfall? Do you see the terror in the waterfall? Do you see the beauty in the waterfall? Do you see the rock formation behind the waterfall that creates an image that you had not yet seen? These are the things that we tap into when we do expressional writing. And again, this is why it's important to understand your feelings. Because when you go to create a piece of work, whether it's written or artistic, it has to reflect you and how you're feeling at that moment. Previously, I said that here at Michelle's Visual Imaginations, we would even write you an angry letter. We really would. But we would craft it so beautifully that the anger would show the other side, which is love. And even though you're mad at that moment, it doesn't have to transcend to everything that you feel about that person. So, when we talk about expressional writing, one of the things that you can do to initiate or to enhance your creative writing skills is to view other art forms. Other art forms as in stage plays, operas, museums, art galleries, sculptures, even, and this may sound funny, glass blowing. Glass blowing in itself is such a beautiful art where you take a non-essential piece of material and you add fire to it and you just create an image that resonates with your spirit. And another thing is pottery. The feel of clay in your hands to know that you're creating something, a masterpiece that is specifically geared towards how you're feeling at that particular moment. It can be as coarse or as smooth as you would like it to be. It can be as rough or as soft as you choose it to be, depending on your touch. So one of the other things that you can do, along with learning your feelings, learning to express your feelings, and increasing your language vocabulary, your wordplay, is to experience other art forms. It's a beautiful thing. I've actually sat and watched an artist create a portrait from just a blank canvas. I mean, a stark white blank canvas. And the way that the artist applied paint and the technique that they used to apply the paint had me feeling some type of way. It wasn't even about the piece that was being done, it was about the technique that was being used. Because in the same vein, another artist was right next door or right beside doing another piece, and their technique was totally different. But I could see their words, their feelings expressed in their artwork coming to life, taking shape, taking form. And that's what we do here at Michelle's Visual Imaginations. We help your words take shape and take form. That's why our first process is to actually start with just writing it out. No structure, no rhyme, no reason. Because we understand how important it is for you to first understand what you're feeling. That gives you your sentiment. That creates that emotion inside of you that is going to translate into whatever it is that you produce. So, one of the things, like I said, that you can do to help you to become more in tune with your creative side is to explore other art forms. Another thing that you can do to help you get in touch with your creative side is to explore life, to travel, to see other cultures, to experience other cultures. And it is possible. Good morning, Margaret. It is possible for you to explore other cultures without even leaving the country. It really is. I know that, like, New York has Little China. Here in Virginia, we have the Ghent area. It has different cultures of different foods. We have Pungo, where you can experience a different culture, farming, so forth and so on. But experience different cultures. That will also create a word base inside of you, because you will hear the language that they use. And I mean they as in the people of that particular area. So when I first came to Virginia, they says, "Oh, you're not from here," and that was only based on the way that I said Norfolk, because I pronounced every single letter of the word. In Virginia, they chop words in half. They really chop words in half, which is not a problem for me, because now I understand how to speak to you or have a conversation with you, and I understand the words that you use. A third way that you can also increase your creative writing skills is to listen to other languages. We are an eclectic nation, and to hear someone speak in their native tongue, depending on what that native tongue is enlightening. You don't have to know what they're saying, but just to listen. Listen to the syntax and listen to the tone and listen to the volume that they use to use different words or phrases. These are all things that help you to become a more expressional writer. So again, we're talking about ways to visualize your words. We're talking about ways to be expressional in your writing. And there's always, always, always a way that you can get inside of yourself to bring out the words that exist inside of you. So again, this is Michelle Mickey Jones coming to you, talking to you about expressional writing. And the things that we discussed today were: 1, visiting other cultures; 2, experiencing other art forms; and 3, being in tune with other languages. Have a great day.